This is Linda Cohn from ESPN, and you're listening to the ML Sports Platter.
The ML Sports Platter is back with you all over the major platforms. Download, subscribe, leave feedback, and a 5-star review. Appreciate that wherever you get your podcasts on your smartphone device. I'm on Twitter at Mike L Sports and on Instagram, Mike L Sports 1979. Be sure to shoot me some messages on your favorite topics in the world of sports. We're brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College, the Al and Angus Pub, Ken's Auto Detailing, Camilla's Golf Club, and our great friends over at Sit Means Sit Syracuse, the best dog training in central New York. If you're in and around central New York or relatively close by throughout the state, pop over there and get a full day of dog training from the best of the best. Free consultations are available. Go visit them online at sitmeansit.com. That's sitmeansit.com. Free consultations are available at that location. Well, I'm so delighted to bring onto the program the head men's basketball coach of the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. Another unbelievable year for the program. An A-10 regular season title, an A-10 tournament title. It'd be nice to put those trophies right there in the case and go see them next time we're all together again at the Reilly Center. I can't even emphasize the job this guy has done. He saved us. He saved the program. He saved the university. And the Bonnies are going into next year with wild expectations after this past season, making the NCAA tournament with those titles I just mentioned, top 15, top 20, top 25 in some rankings. Let's bring in Mark Schmidt. Mark, thanks for coming on, and congratulations on another amazing campaign.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you having me.
Let's start with the challenges that everybody had. You guys were no different. How hard was it?
It was difficult. It was, we thought we had it. We got through it. We were going to Connecticut to play in the tournament. Whatever it was, end of November, and we thought we were doing well. Our guys were doing everything they needed to do, and then we got hit. 4 days before. And the hard thing about it was that one guy got it on Wednesday, another guy got it on Thursday, another guy got it on Friday. So we were off for 21 straight days. We couldn't practice, and when everybody was coming back at a different time. So it was 21 days before we were able to do anything, in terms of, having 5-on-5 stuff. And the other thing that was really difficult, it was like a mental challenge. Because you never knew, from a player's perspective and from a coach's perspective, you never knew if you were going to play that next game. So you're in practice, and I could just imagine what the players are thinking. We're practicing, like half of their brain is thinking, like, why are we doing this? The game's going to be canceled tomorrow. And the same thing with the coaches. Like, I'm watching tape, and it's something I really enjoy. But now you're thinking, should I watch that last tape? And you lose some motivation because you're thinking, like, the game may not be played. And I think we had 2 games all season that were played when they were supposed to be played. So it was difficult getting tested all the time, and give our guys credit. They fought through it. And I was lucky, and I've said this before, I was lucky to have a veteran team that could turn the page. Because we had one game, St. Francis game, our guys were on the court ready to play, and the game was canceled. So there was a lot of that stuff, and our guys were able to turn the page and move on to the next game. And we're just, in the end, like, we were just happy that we were able to play games. You know what I'm saying? Even though there was a lot of disruptions and so forth, we were just happy that we were able to play.
So you've obviously had some really, really good teams in your time since you came in to St. Bonaventure. The 2016 team was a really good team, should have been a tournament team. I'm still not over that one, by the way. 2018, you go to Dayton, the play-in game, beat UCLA. What a moment there. This past year, you had the 2012 Nicholson team that was absolutely terrific. But for this year, when did you realize, Coach, I might have something brewing that's pretty comparable to these other teams? Tournament team, maybe a threat in March beyond. Maybe we can win the league title in the tournament in the A-10, which you did both, which was amazing. Yeah. But when did you realize I got one of those teams?
Something that's a good question. I really don't know. I think the biggest game of the year was the Richmond game when Kyle hit that shot. at the end to beat Richmond.
Unbelievable.
Richmond. That was the turning point.
Yeah.
In terms of, we got off to a good start, winning the 2 non-conference games, and then went to Rhode Island, and we didn't have Jaron. Jaron had hurt his back, and we didn't play well. The guys were down, and we went right from there right to Richmond. And usually when you do that, when you lose the first game on a road trip, it's really hard to win the second one. But I think that's the game that really started us, gave us some confidence. And I think the guys really came together. I think this was the closest team. Now, we didn't play a ton of guys. We had a couple guys leave at mid-year. But I think when those 2 guys left, I think our guys became tighter. We became more of a team. It's almost like, all right, these are the guys that we're going to have the rest of the way. Let's go. Let's go and work. And I think they were really unselfish. It was a tough year for them, with all the pandemic stuff. But I thought that the Richmond game, them hitting that shot, Kyle hitting that shot, really brought us together. And then when those 2 guys decided to leave, I thought we became a much tighter group.
The trio that came in together, obviously, and you guys are so junior-laden that it's hard for people from the outside to realize, like, well, everybody's a junior. It's like, well, yeah, it's true, whether it's junior, redshirt, with Attaway, but you look up and down the roster, junior, but the trio that came in to take Bonaventure to the promised land, Osunini, who had offers from Cuse and Georgetown, and multiple others, and obviously Dominic Welch, the talented guard out of Buffalo, all-time scorer, I believe, in Western New York, and then Kyle Lofton. I love Kyle Lofton's game. That trio, when they came in, are they at this moment where you thought they could go, and with the future still out there for more to come?
Yeah, when you recruit guys, you just never know how good they can be. You do all your homework and find out about them as kids and their character and being able to deal with adversity and so forth. But you just never know when a kid comes, how quickly he's going to catch on to the system, how hard he's going to work. Is he going to stay away from injuries? But we knew those 3 guys were really, really talented kids. And then once they got here, and we started practicing, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you could tell these 3 guys get it. They understand, they have a high IQ for the game. They have a great work ethic. They're very unselfish. And they want to be pros. So right from the very beginning when we started practicing, it's like, wow, these 3 guys are going to be good players. And we didn't get off to a great start. We went down to the Cayman Islands and, lost 3 games by 30 points, and what I'm saying. So there was times during both their freshman and sophomore years where we didn't play well at all times, but they kept on. They're the type of guys that if there's a weakness, that's what they work on. They're always in the gym. They're gym rats, and I think the last game of the freshman year when we missed a shot to go to the NCAA tournament, I think that drove them. To become even better players. They dealt with that adversity and they came back. And hopefully, the year that they had this year will drive them, and the loss against LSU will drive them in the offseason to even be better players next year.
So the transfer portal is wild. Do you think it's gotten out of control at all, Mark? I know you can benefit from it, you can lose from it, but God, there's a lot of players in that thing now.
I'm all for giving the kids the freedom to choose where they want to go. And in this portal, there's going to be some kids that are going to make out really well, and you can see that in the last month or so. Then there's other kids that are just chasing things. They think it's a little bit difficult at this school. I'm going to go to the next school, and it's going to be just as difficult there. And then there's other kids. It's going to be a catastrophe. Kids that are going to leave and they're not going to get a scholarship, and they're going to be left out. So there's 3 things. There's going to be players that it's going to work out for them. There's going to be other players that's just going to be, so-so. And then there's a bunch of guys that aren't going to have scholarship. There's so many kids in there. And there's Division II guys that are going to Division I. So there's not enough scholarships for some of these kids. So that's the shame of it. And some of these kids, when you transfer, as you lose credits. Mm-hmm. And if you transfer as a junior, it's almost like you're going to have stay 2 more years to get your degree. So there's positives and negatives to it, and it's the way it's going to be. So we got to take advantage of it. We've lost players, we've gained players, so you just got to, it's another recruiting tool. You go after high school kids and prep school kids and junior college kids and foreign kids, and now it's portal kids. And sometimes the portal is especially right now, the portal is the most important thing. That's what everybody's recruiting. So it's hurting some marginal high school kids, that won't get scholarships because of the portal.
And you guys obviously have some really nice players coming in from that transfer portal. You've obviously got I would say, the understatement maybe of the day would be that you have a very large athletic, backup coming in for Osun right from the JUCO side of things. The rest of the roster shaping up how at this particular point, Coach?
Yeah, we have the 5 guys back, and then we brought in some guys, and we have a couple more scholarships that we want to use. Try to probably bring in another guard, and another maybe a combo forward. It's funny. Guys pop up. Even today, more guys are popping up in the portal, and we're still recruiting high school kids and junior college kids. So we're not finished. We're still we probably won't use up all of our 13 scholarships. We never do, just in case we can get somebody late. And especially nowadays, you're not going to play 13 guys, and the more guys you have on the bench, the more guys will probably be unhappy. So you got to be careful of that. But we're gonna bring in a couple more guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Kadri Adams. I think that's a really great thing. I love the link, by the way. I didn't realize he had guarded Kyle Lofton in joint varsity JV practices 4 years ago. That's wild. You know what it is too, Mark? Is there's always in basketball. Isn't it amazing? Everywhere you go, there's a connection.
No question. Yeah, exactly right. And we didn't know that connection when we recruited him. At least I didn't know. But he's going to be a good player, long, athletic. He's going to continue to work on his skills and so forth. But I think we have some good players coming in, that are going to be able to fit into our system. And the 5 guys that we have coming back they're really good players. So we're excited about the future. And we need these new guys coming in and make an impact for us. They're guys that I think are good enough to come in and really help us next year.
Okay, should I take a chance here? Should I try this pronunciation? I mean, I have a pretty solid journalism degree from a pretty good school. I think you know that. Should I try this? Is it Oluwasegun Durosinmi? Durosinmi?
It's Duro.
Okay, you just call him Duro. See, I'm also a public address announcer, so that would be great. 6'9" center. Yeah, okay, all right, Duro. Okay,
Duro. Yes.
Do you have it down though? Do you know this name?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
No, I know his name, but it's hard to pronounce. I'm not the best guy at pronouncing names. And I wasn't a journalism, communication major. I was a business major, so I have an excuse. But he's going to be a good player for us.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
He's going to be.
Seems like it.
In essence, he's got 4 years at 6'9", 230. Really getting a high school kid. He's got a ways to go, and but we're really looking forward to coaching him, and I know he's looking forward to getting up here and getting better.
A few more for Mark Schmidt, the head coach of the Bonnies men's basketball team. Amazing year this past campaign, regular season, tournament titles, A10. Coach Mark Schmidt is the A10 coach of the year as well. And, do they have enough room for all these new trophies and plaques down there at the RC? Are they gonna? You guys need to build. You got to build some more space here, Mark.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's a good problem to have. Hopefully, we can get some more. Yeah. But it's we've been lucky. I've been lucky that we've had really good players. I've had a great staff, and it's where we came from. 14 years ago to where we are today is it's really amazing. But when you get a good administration, you get a good staff, and you bring in good players. This is what happens, and this was our vision when we first got here. That we can build this thing back, and we're not done yet. We're going to continue to hopefully be successful and win some more Atlantic 10 titles and go to more NCAA tournaments and hopefully advance in the tournament.
A lot of times, athletes are asked, hey, you're a Hall of Famer, and you don't have a Super Bowl championship. Would you trade your gold jacket for a Super Bowl or vice versa? And so I'll spin it to you this way: would you trade, knowing that you were still going to get into the NCAA tournament? Because that berth is obviously so important. But would you trade the A-10 regular season win or the tournament win for one win or two wins in the tournament in the NCAAs?
No,
you wouldn't.
No,
okay.
No. It's just being able to when we start the season, we have goals, and the goals. The first goal is to win the regular season Atlantic 10 title. The second goal is to win the Atlantic 10 tournament, and the third goal is to get to the NCAA tournament and hopefully advance. But to be able to do, to win the regular season outright for the first time in the school's history, I just think it's a legacy thing, and hopefully, our goal is we want to advance into the NCAA tournament. But I think taken away, I think sometimes it's easy to win one game, but when you win the regular season, that just tells you that, you were consistent. And I think that's the hardest thing to do is win the regular season in any conference. You can get lucky, and some teams have, and win 3 or 4 games in the conference tournament, go to the NCAA tournament, and maybe get a good seed or someone gets hurt, whatever, and get lucky. But to be able to win the regular season title outright, I think that's a great accomplishment. Every
year it comes up, another job opens, BC opens. Oh, Mark Schmidt, he's a Boston guy. And I, of course, would never answer for you, but I don't know if people realize how much Bonaventure is kind of home for you now, too, right? And so as things have grown and as you've grown the program, and obviously, resources have increased, and there's different things that have happened for you there, too, and well-deserved. I mean, Bonaventure is a pretty good place to be right now, right? I mean, how much of that part just alone makes you not go to a Power 5 school?
Yeah, you never say never, but we're really comfortable here. It's a great job. I make a good living. My family's happy here, even though my sons have 2 of them have moved away. Yeah. It's a great spot. I think people always ask, well, why do you stay at Bonaventure? And it's hard to put in words. You got to come and see this place. And I think once you see it, and you meet the people, not just at the university, but in the community, then I think people will realize, why would you leave? And like I said, you can never say never. But I'm really comfortable here. I've been here 14 years. It's almost become home for us. It's a great place to live, and we enjoy it. I'm not a big city guy. I'm 58 years old, and it'll be hard for me to try to take over another program and try to rebuild it. At 58 years old, so I don't want to coach the rest of my life. I can tell you that. So I'm just really, really comfortable here, and we have something going that's really good, and we like it. And I think that's really, really important. You can chase the almighty dollar, and that's great. But you got to really enjoy doing what you do, and I really enjoy, and my family does too, this area and this university and this program and the alums. There's nothing like it. When you go anywhere you go, there's always alums, and this is a special place, and it's I didn't know it was going to be like this when I first got here, but I think I've become a part of this environment, and I like it.
I got 2 real quick ones, and I'll let you go. I know how busy you are, and this has been amazing. I'm hoping that in the fall that everything's back, right? You're hoping. Everybody's hoping. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine that first crazy game it's going to feel louder, even more crazy if that's possible at the Reilly Center. I mean, you guys must have you must have missed the fans so much in that building, and to have them back, my goodness. Yeah. What's that going to be like, you think?
Yeah. First of all, this year was bittersweet, with I can just imagine what the Reilly Center would have been like when we were playing VCU and that run that we made in the second half, and what VCU would have been in the Atlantic 10 tournament in those 2 games, and what Dayton would have been, and what Indiana would have been. It's a shame that our community, our university, our players didn't experience that. But saying that, like I said earlier, it's we were just happy we were able to play a season and have the season that we had. But we're really looking forward to getting the Reilly Center back to what the Reilly Center really is, getting the community back and getting the students back. And I can't wait for it. It's, there's a lot of anticipation for the year. But, the biggest anticipation is getting the fans back, and that's what I'm looking forward to. There's nothing like the Reilly Center on a Saturday night.
Many of us, alums, fans, etc., you see one shining moment and Osun pops up and you get chills. You smile. You guys take the floor. You get chills. You just feel so special to be a part of it. Do you, as a head coach, have those same moments when you see it, or when the team runs out, when you're getting ready to go, whatever the case may be? Does your body freeze and have any of those moments ever, even as head coach?
Yeah, sometimes when it's all said and done, but when you're going through it, it's like your mind is just on preparation and worried about the game, and you really don't have time for that.
True.
But like when you watch the one shining moment, when the season's over, and you look back, yeah, you get chills. And you get chills. I watch all the games, to see what we did right and what we did wrong, what we can improve on. And, yeah, you get chills watching some of the plays that we made and the unselfish plays. And every coach, like the ultimate is get to the NCAA tournament, and the chills that you watch yourself and you watch the team, after we won, in Dayton, when the guys are on the ground with the confetti and stuff, that gives you chills. That's what you do it for. For to see the looks on the kids' faces and the excitement and the enthusiasm, and that's what you coach for. Those moments. And I was watching something where I sat on the bench when those kids our players were out there celebrating, and I sat there because it wasn't about me. It's I wanted to see their experiences and see what they were doing, and that's coaching. That's what I do it for.
In the minute I have left, I know it was so difficult to lose Dennis DePerro. Just such a giant at Bona's and what he did and the friendships, and I mean his impact was just, it's going to be felt forever. What did he mean to you?
He was everything. He was somebody that he was here for 4 years, but he felt like he was here for 40 years. Yeah. He was, I've said he's Jesuit educated just like I am, but he became Franciscan really, really quickly. Yeah. He was somebody that, never felt like he was better than anybody. He could talk to anybody, always had a smile on his face. For me, I had a lot of confidence in him, that he was doing the right thing for our program, for our university. His door was always open. He was a guy that, you could sit down and have a beer with, a guy that you can just have a normal conversation. He wasn't, above anybody, even though he's a really intelligent guy and a great leader. He didn't push it on anybody. And we're going to miss him. It's going to be, we've missed him, since his passing, and every day it's, I don't know if we'll ever get another Dennis DePerro. He was everything, he brought, helped bring this school back. And he was a great leader, and he knew the importance of basketball to the university, and he was really, really supportive, publicly, but privately in our conversations and our meetings. He knew the importance of it, and he was behind us 100%. So he's going to be sorely missed. It's a shame what happened, and that's why the season, we had a great year, but it was bittersweet, with the pandemic and with Dennis's passing. It put things into perspective.
Two-time A-10 tournament champ, 2012 and 2021, of course, and then the two-time A-10 regular season titles in 2016 and 2021. And in those same years, he has won Coach of the Year in the Atlantic 10, multiple trips to the NCAA Tournament, unbelievable things coming up. The expectations, the hype is crazy already for next year in some of these early polls. And he's done a lot for St. Bonaventure and for the program, and it's just given us so many great moments. Mark Schmidt, Mark, thank you so much for jumping on. I held you a little long, and I've said it before. I've thanked you a million times. I'm going to thank you again for everything you've done for the school and for all of us crazies out here who are just can't wait for the tip-off of the next season. We're so excited, and thank you so much for the memories, and the future that we're going to have is very bright. We're looking forward to it.
Thanks for having me. It's much appreciated.
The ML Sports Platter is all over the major platforms like Spotify, Google, Apple, Stitcher, Deezer, you name it. Download, subscribe, leave feedback, and a 5-star review. We are brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College. For every and in life, Bryant and Stratton College 2- and 4-year degrees start soon. 2 great locations in central New York as well, Liverpool and on James Street. Bryant and Stratton College, the official college of the ML Sports Platter. Tip of the cap, thank you as well to Axe Exotic Pets, Liverpool Physical Therapy, your State Farm agent, Matt Graham. Like a good neighbor, State Farm and Matt Graham are both there. Home, auto, life, bank, health, and business. Get your free rate quote today and find out about the recent State Farm rate drop at SyracuseInsuranceAgent.com. We are also supported by Welch & Company Jewelers, WelchJewelers.com. Go shop the showcase today for that engagement ring, wedding ring, you name it. Welch & Company Jewelers, WelchJewelers.com. Welch & Company Jewelers, the official jewelry store of the ML Sports Platter. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports and on Instagram, Mike L Sports 1979. Again, a major thank you to the head coach of the St. Bonaventure men's basketball team, Mark Schmidt. Big things ahead for the Bonnies. Unbelievable tenure already at St. Bonaventure. Really appreciate him spending some time here on the show. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.